Hey, you gotta fake it until you make it, right?
There you go. There you go. Just letting some more people in and we'll get started.
My background is Key West. I made up at the Key West Rotary Club.
There you go, Chris. Don't you
Yep.
guys go down there often?
Try to. Yep.
Good. Yeah. We spend some time down there too. All right. I'm just going to keep trying to monitor that while we get started here. Um, I feel like I'm all right, so thank you very much for our first town hall. So I wanted this to be super casual, so there will not be, believe it or not, there will not be a PowerPoint presentation, which is kind of against my culture. But I was really excited about that. So it's going to be pretty informal, and I'm going to start out. I want to hold on a second because I can't see the chat unless I'm in a different view. Okay. So just have some welcomes. I really wanted to welcome Andre here, who is our guest. He'll introduce himself in a moment. But I do have some housekeeping to do. Thanks, Tina, no worries. And some housekeeping things. So if you've noticed or if you've been lucky enough to receive some crazy emails from either me or Tina over the past, I don't know, 3, 4 months, you'll see that it's either I have an urgent matter to discuss with you and I want you to call me right away. That's one of them. There's another one that says, I need you to buy some gift cards for me. And the scammers are so good with finding our connections because they will list names that make sense. So I'm bringing this up because we have another round of them that are happening. And so you need to be, when you get something like that, that just like, wait, what? Look at the email address. If it doesn't say melissa@melissa-mccormick.com, if it usually they'll say like executive 754 at, something, just check out the email address. And I will never, for the record, I will never ask you to buy gift cards. That's not a thing that I'm ever going to ask you to do. So if you get something like that, just delete it. But I wanted to be sure that I brought that up because we have another round going again, and they'll eventually go away, but that's just something that our scammer friends have connected to me and now to Tina.
Hey, Melissa,
Yes.
Cindy, quick question. The PayPal thing wasn't a scam though, right? That was really from you. The
What
PayPal thing,
PayPal thing?
you know about that? So I keep getting emails from you asking to pay a bill for the district. Okay.
That's a scam.
And that's what I didn't necessarily know, but when you didn't respond, I assumed that it was nothing, but no information was given out.
Yeah, no,
Wow,
no PayPal, no. Yeah.
that was a slick email. Like
Mm,
for a
yeah.
second,
There's a Zelle one. There's another Zelle one running around too.
Is there? Okay. So just
Yep.
when you see those and you're like, really, would she do that? Or even if you think, why is she doing that? Like, that isn't something that's not proper procedure. That is not something that we would do. Just check that email address because I'm 100% positive. Unless I tell you, Cindy, this truly is Melissa. Call me back at this
Gotcha.
number. Or I will call you, but that's not, that's not the way we work. So yeah, no PayPal, no gift cards, no Zelle, no, 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 no. Steve Kuhn has to be in the, kind of that payment process and all that stuff. So good one though, Cindy. Thank you for bringing that up. So if anybody else has gotten that one, that's a no-go. All right. Anybody else on the scammers while I've got you here? Good. Okay. All right. The only other thing that I wanted to before we dig into the meat of tonight is I'm doing these quarterly. And the next one will be December. So we got a bit of a wait. I wanted to be able to provide another venue for you just to connect with each other, but also maybe there's something on your mind that you weren't sure about. And that's why I opened it up to all Rotarians as well. So we can try to get closer and maybe they, want to get more involved in the district leadership, for example. So, So quarterly I felt was doable for my schedule, and it didn't provide way too much on your schedule, because sometimes monthly meetings and things like that are a little bit hard to handle when we're balancing life and Rotary. The other housekeeping thing is My Rotary. So myrotary.org. We communicate via district by club runner. So you should have all of your club information updated in Club Runner. You should have your personal information, however you want to be communicated. Be sure that it's updated in Club Runner, because that's how we communicate with all of our members. In addition to that, go into myrotary.org. And I wanted to be sure I did hit record on this. I'm pretty sure. Yep. And be sure that all your club officers are identified in myrotary.org as well, because I was on a Zoom call last night, and there are some new programs that are happening with regards to membership. And this will be the way that they engage with new members. And so they need to be sure that we've added to our processes when we've onboarded a new member. Let's make sure that not only are they in Club Runner, but we need to make sure that they're in myrotary.org as well. So I just wanted to give everybody kind of a heads up on that, because it was top of mind. Okay. So tonight we are going to talk about membership. And we're going to start by talking about our strategic plan. So 3 years ago, this might be our 4th year. I think this is our 4th year of having a strategic plan that our leadership gets together and goes through and makes sure that we have metrics in place, and that we're paying attention to the 3 main pillars of Rotary, which is public image, foundation, and membership, right? We grow our membership, in which case then we can grow our foundation and grow our communities and make more of an impact. And public image is the glue then that kind of keeps those 2 things together and helps us with increased membership and also with engagement. So in our strategic plan this year, if you've seen my video, my club visit video, or if you were at Midwest Pets, you know that I like to say we have one job to do. That job is increase membership. And it's attract and retain, right? So it's all around membership. We have one job to do. That's it. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. And so in our strategic plan, we have identified specific metrics that we are going to be measuring ourselves against for the next 3 years. So myself, Tina, and Dr. Chris have all agreed to this program. And so we're in the final stages of fine-tuning it, making sure that all my I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and periods are there. And then once it's all wrapped up and finalized, then we will send it out to all of the members and have it uploaded on the website as well. And the goal for that is by the end of August. So next week is my plan, is to have that completed and out the door. Okay. So I want to talk specifically when it comes to the strategic plan on membership. We are going to add members in 2 ways. One is we're focusing on adding 1 more club in our district. So our district is 42 clubs. And so by June 30th of 2026, we want to have chartered 1 more club. So we would have 43 clubs. To charter a club, you need 15 members or more. Okay, Rotary recently changed that. It used to be 20, it is now 15. So from a district level, with the leadership of Bobby Burke, who is leading the membership committee, they are working on finding, going through discovery, I guess would be the way to put it today, on what community, whether, in our district, what community is really ripe for a Rotary club. And then, okay, well, what does that club look like, right? They may, there's a lot of different clubs, a lot of different types of clubs, I should say. So what does that look like? So that's the first way that we can impact it from a district level. The second way is how you can impact our membership growth. And so I've asked each club to add just one new member net. by the end of the year. So if you've got 4 coming in and you got 5 going out, you're -1, right? We need to try to keep them and retain them. And last night I just want to bring up some stats here, some data. So last night on my call, Tom Gump had provided us with some data, and he said that 10% of new members leave within the same year of joining. So it's not so much, yes, we have to have those numbers in. First of all, we want to make sure that we've got the right people. We just don't want to count people, right? You don't want to, I did that trap, by the way. When I was president several years ago of my club, I was focused on numbers and I wasn't focused on quality. Like I didn't focus on, I shouldn't say quality, that sounds terrible, but I didn't focus on alignment or fit, right? Does the Rotary mission and values align with the person, and does the person align with, right? It's a two-way street. So we need to be sure that we're bringing the right folks in and then that they stay. So 10% of those new members leave within that same year of joining, mainly because it wasn't what they expected. Maybe they aren't engaged, you know, whatever. Maybe it's the culture of the club, those types of things. 50% of all terminations are members that were members for less than 3 years. So 50% of the people who, it says terminations, and that's what he said last night, less than 3 years. And 20% of all districts have not chartered a club in the last 5 years, right? So we're not going to be part of those statistics going forward. And so I'm excited about that. But I think it's important to bring up that data so we know that, okay, this is a thing. And Rotary has touted this, you know, you hear 1.2 million Rotarians, 1.4 million Rotarians. It really just depends on what news cycle you're looking at, but it's been the same number. It's like a revolving door. And for us, we currently have, I just checked this afternoon, we currently have 1,299 members currently as of this afternoon. Our goal on the strategic plan is if we add 1 club and all 42 clubs increase 1 member per club, we should end up with 1,343 members by the end of this fiscal year. So because we're at 1,299, we have 44 left to go. So that's awesome. That's fantastic. So one of the ways that we are going to do that, I just wanted to come down here, is tonight I wanted to highlight Rotary Means Business Fellowship. So if you've seen my club visit video, I talk about bringing this Rotary Means Business Fellowship to District 6420. And I was honored to speak at their conference in July, probably about a month ago now. And I met some amazing individuals. And so they had their conference in Evanston at Rotary headquarters. It was incredible. Not only were the speakers really dynamic, I learned a ton. It was a lot, right? I mean, you get there Friday, you're all day Saturday and part of Sunday. And I really was exhausted by the time I got home, but I felt energized. Like, have you gone to like a conference like that before where you're tired because it's a lot, but yet you feel energized? Well, that's the way I felt. And I had also the pleasure to meet my dear friend, Andre Adams, at Midwest Pets last year, and he introduced me to Rotary Means Business Fellowship. So for me personally, it's important to bring this fellowship to the district for a couple of reasons. One, increasing membership, but 2, connecting our businesses with Rotary once again. And how do we do that? So I've asked Andre to join us tonight and kind of give us an overview of what the Rotary Means Business Fellowship is, what his role is in it, what have been the successes in it, what has his experience been, and answer any questions that we have as well. And so I'm just gonna kind of turn it over to you, Andre, if I can. There you are. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, since I didn't do any of that.
Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, Andre Adams, and as Melissa said, we met at Midwest Pest, and I think I said just one sentence to her, and she automatically connected to the concept. I was the president of my club last year in Carroll Stream. I just joined Rotary 4 years ago, and I am on the international board for the Rotary Means Business Fellowship, as well as the assistant governor, one of the assistant governors in District 6440. So I've joined in a very short time and I've gotten really, really busy, but my passion is Rotary Means Business. And I'll tell you, when I first started in Rotary, my company told me to join Rotary to get business. They told me there's a lot of rich people in Rotary and they need financial advice, and you can get a lot of business from there. But when I walked in the club, I paid my dues, wanted to join, I believed them, and someone came up to me and says, "Hey, we don't talk about our business in Rotary." And so I had already paid the fee. There was nothing I can do. I was sort of stuck in that position. And so I just started doing service. And I did so much service that year that I was nominated as the Citizen of the Year for the Carroll Stream community. So after that nomination, my club came to me and said, "You've done so much for Rotary. What can Rotary do for you?" And I thought that was a profound question. And I said, "Thank you for asking that. I would really like to talk about my business." And they guided me to this fellowship, Rotary Means Business Fellowship, that's been around since 2002. The founder is from California, and he talked to some other Rotarians in Australia. They started it there, and then India got involved, and then South Africa. So it became this worldwide movement by 2013. It had not established anything here in Chicagoland until 2020. But then COVID hit, and there was really nothing you can do over Zoom to conduct business with others in the Chicagoland area. So by the time I came on board in 2022, um, we had started from scratch here in the Chicagoland area, and it just started off as a chapter, one chapter, and our focus was, let's get our businesses together and let's help each other. The same way that Rotary does, the same way that Rotary started off with the four men in Chicago, and they wanted to help each other's business, and they rotated to each other's business, and they were business minded starting Rotary, and it's evolved over the years, but there's still some element of that business there. We wanted to go back to that time where we could not only serve in our Rotary clubs, but we could help each other and bring our entire selves into Rotary. When we did that, so many people came to that first meeting, almost 35 people. And this is in District 6440. We had one location. They were coming from the way in the south suburbs, in Evanston, downtown Chicago, Northwest. And it was so many that wanted to be there and they couldn't. So we had to now break up the chapters or add more chapters in the Chicagoland area so that if a Rotarian wanted to get to a Rotary Means Business, they had one in their area. So we ended up with 7 chapters in the Chicagoland area, and that's where we are now. And it's expanded to Wisconsin. It's now in Indiana. There's Kansas, Texas. It's starting to become a movement here in the US. And I am tasked here in the US to bring those chapters together, organize an effort that will allow us to connect as businesses in one pipeline so that we can grow Rotary together. And that's what this does. That's what makes me so excited about Rotary Means Business, is because it's multifaceted. Where I have a business and I'm a business owner, it will help me with my business. However, I have friends who are not Rotarians that have businesses, and I bring them to Rotary Means Business. So it's this doorway that non-Rotarians come in and they find out about Rotary in a very unconventional way, where our programs within Rotary Means Business is about Rotary. It's about trust. It's about the four-way test. And they see it for the first time, and they're surprised that it even exists. It's the best kept secret, is what I've been told. So, numbers. Last year, 2024, in District 64, 40, and 50, there were over 100 new members joining Rotary in just those two districts. And that's where our focus was here to start the effort to build a model and then to duplicate that in other states. This year, we had our conference. There were people that came, non-Rotarians, and there were a couple that joined there. But in each individual chapter, there are new members coming in all the time because they're hearing about it from Rotarians that have connections in their individual business world. Um, this is such a win-win for Rotary and for us as business owners because Rotary gives us the service aspect and we're able to bring our families and serve. But when it comes down to the time it takes to serve, the time it takes to plan, the time it takes to be really involved in a Rotary Club, most business owners don't have the time. Most people with families don't have the time. So we've given them something that they can bring their full selves to because their prospects, their clients, their family, their service, everything is involved within this group that we call Rotary. And because of that, Rotary is now more attractive to them, given that they have more than one piece of the puzzle for their livelihood in this place. So we are expanding this effort. And I think that if
Did we lose him? Can you hear me? Or am I frozen? You can hear me? Okay. I think we lost Andre. So, while maybe he has to reconnect. But as he was saying that, in order to get it kind of off the ground here, we're looking for, he keeps telling me that I can't be the champion because I'm the district governor, but I really want to be the champion of this because this really, if you were at Pets with me, you know that I had this challenge. How do I didn't feel like I was one person. I was a business, I had my business and I had my Rotary and I never brought them together until February 9th of 2025. And because I was at District Governor International Assembly down in Orlando, and all the international people had a two-sided card, and that I thought that was brilliant. And so then I met Andre, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I've been looking for. So I know I'm not alone. And so if you're on the call or you know of somebody who's like, you know what, and I don't know, I mean, the Chicagoland area is populated. So for our districts, it may be a couple chapters in Rockford and a couple in Quad Cities. I don't know, but there's also a lot of towns throughout between the two anchors, right, of our district that may be able to support something along these lines too, or maybe it becomes its own Rotary Club. I'm not sure what this looks like, but we do need a champion. And I wanted, hopefully he'll come back on because I wanted to give you an opportunity to ask some questions. I know a little bit, but probably enough to be dangerous when it comes to this fellowship. And I wanted him to be here.
So Melissa,
yeah.
how is this different than say LinkedIn or some other business networks that we're already familiar with?
Yeah, so this is in person and it is, you do not have to have, like, you don't have to have one lawyer and one accountant. And, you know, you can have, if you've got two lawyers in the, you know, in the same chapter, it's no problem. So it's not as strict as like BNI or any of those kinds of business networking groups. But you're getting together in a, you know, how Beth gets Area 1 together and we go to a local pub or something. So it's going to be like we're getting together at a local establishment and there will be networking time and then there's a program. So they typically, and I have not been to one meeting yet, I plan on going to check it out and see what it's all about. My understanding is that they will do a program regarding Rotary, like this is what Rotary is, this is kind of what we do. And then we also then have table questions that help with the kind of icebreakers or just to get to know everybody a little bit more and network. And then I believe they probably break some bread. But as soon as he gets back, he can answer that question much better than I can. Thanks, Chris. Are there any other questions while we're hopefully going to get him back on? I have a question, I'll tell you. My first question was, how much does this cost, right? Fellowships aren't always free. Many of them are. So and just let me just explain the word fellowship for a second. If you're not familiar with Rotary Fellowships, they are groups of people that have a like-minded interest or something like that. So there's like a wine lovers fellowship, there's a golf one, there's a tennis one, there's human trafficking ones. There's, you know, if you've got a cause or an interest or something, then you can pull these people together, and it's part of Rotary, but it's not sponsored by Rotary International. That's Bobby. I still don't see him. And so this fellowship, I didn't want to do that. Hold on one second while I try to get my participants up here. Yeah, I don't see anybody waiting. So this is a Rotary Means Business Fellowship. So it's strictly for those folks who have businesses, or you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You could be a member of, you know, I don't know, ABC plumbing company or something, and you wanted to join a networking group. And so that's what this is all meant about. So this fellowship is business people. They do service work as well. But as Andre was saying, it's, you know, combining your whole self, rather than feeling like you have to leave work at work and Rotary at Rotary. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. So cost. So cost to participate there, you do have to become a member of the overall Rotary Means Business Fellowship. And so that is it's $100 lifetime. And I want to say it's like $25 annual or something like that. So it's pretty inexpensive. And then you have access to all 2,000 people that are worldwide that are part of the Rotary Means Business Fellowship. So you get their name, their contact, all that stuff. If you've got like in my case, I have an online business as well as in person, but I could reach out to, you know, so-and-so in India or wherever and say, hey, have you ever thought about leadership development? Or, you know, here he comes, that type of thing. So, all right, I'm looking for palm trees. There he is.
Random outage.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's middle of the night for you as well.
I apologize for that. I really do.
No worries. I'm going to spotlight you though for everybody. There we go.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, you know, if this district had a one Rotary Means Business chapter, central in the district, invited the businesses, not even outside of Rotary, but inside of Rotary, to network and to talk about their businesses, those businesses will bring their friends because now they have some commonality. And you guys know that fellowships is just where people that have a common interest come together to perform that common interest. And in business, we all have partners, we all have clients, we all have people that we want to invite to get help from a circle of trusted people. And that is literally a membership ground for any district, where if you want to have your membership team or your membership leader come to those meetings, there are going to always be non-Rotarians showing up there. And this is from nonprofits, for-profits, small, medium, large companies that are going to be there, and they want to find out about Rotary. And if you have someone there and you include it in that program, there will be interest from people that come. So that's a very high level overview. We've grown this from just meeting at one place to now meeting in multiple places, from not connecting with chapters to connecting with chapters all over the country and literally all over the world. So there's currently Australia, Asia, Europe, South Africa, there's Mexico, there's US, so we are a global movement of Rotarians looking to benefit other Rotarians. So anyone that's in the organization, whether it be your district or mine, can reach out to businesses that's anywhere within this fellowship to receive help for their business and to solicit their services to others that may need them. So it's a huge benefit to businesses, and I believe it's a huge benefit to Rotary.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Andre. Are there any, we've talked a bit about a lot to absorb, but I didn't know if there was any questions that anybody had. Just go ahead and unmute and speak up. Because while you were, Andre, when you were reconnecting, there was a question with regards to how is this different than like the BNIs of the world, or the LinkedIn or those kinds of things where, how is this different? Why would somebody choose
Yeah.
this versus one of the others?
Yeah, so in the BNI model, if you guys recognize, there's one industry per BNI group. So you can't have two professions there, number one. Number two, you have to bring leads to BNI groups. You got to bring something to get something. And so it's a sort of pressure there, to look into your circle, to find people to bring to every meeting to help out the other people within BNI. And then there are always new people that are coming into BNIs, and you don't really know the people there that have good practices. I mean, you assume that they have good practices, and you're sending clients there. You're sending the people that you love to people that you really don't know. And the Rotary model is we don't have any classifications of businesses that come into our Rotary meetings. There is no pressure to give or receive in terms of sales. This is relationship based. And then we abide by the four-way test, right? And that's what we say at every single meeting. These are Rotarians, and we are encouraging members that are part to become Rotarians. So we can trust the people that are in the room because we see them every week and we serve with them and we lead with them. So there's a different level of intimacy with Rotary Means Business that BNI just doesn't have.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Can you also explain a little bit like what happens at the meeting? So I haven't been to one yet, but I will be going to one of them. What happens? Like, what is it? What do we do?
Yep. Open networking, you come in and there's relationship building there. And then we have a program. So that program is what is Rotary? That's the number one thing. What is Rotary? This is the program you're entering, and this is how we're different. So we'll explain that. And then we'll explain what Rotary Means Business is. And after that, we explain sort of how do we network within Rotary Means Business? How is this different? We explain it every single time. This is how we network differently from every other networking group that's there. And then we do something in every chapter that is profound. I think it's great. We give a question based off of, so what is the number one thing that would improve your business this year? Or what is the number one challenge you're having in your business this year? And then we break them up into small groups of 5. And now you go around the table and you're hearing from every single person where their issues are, where their challenges are, where their strengths are. And you can now address those once we come out of that question period. And then after that, we sort of close it out and encourage them to come to have one-on-one meetings. And we send a distribution list out to the entire group to meet afterwards and like networking in the end. But in every single one of them, it's going to, no matter which club chapter you go to, it's going to be the same. So it's the same experience for everyone going to a chapter within the US.
Is there a limit to the number of people that can be in a chapter?
That's a good problem to have. We haven't had that yet.
Okay.
But no, we've had up to 50
wow.
in the Schaumburg chapter, and we just break them up into larger groups. It's fine. And then location, because we are bringing businesses into institutions or into places. They give the places to us for free. So the hotels, they open their doors to us because here are 35 businesses coming that wouldn't know about your institution had we not been there. And they provide the space for the meeting. They provide the food that we eat. They give us as much time as we want. They decorate it. And it's a great partnership that we have with the community because of the value that we're bringing.
Wow. We want you to negotiate some things for my district conference. That's awesome. Any other questions? Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat, either way. Yeah, Tom.
I believe that we have a half a dozen similar groups in town right now connected to the chamber, and there's a couple of private business referral groups of that sort that are pretty active in Rockford. So we'd have to bring the whole service angle would be the
Yeah,
difference.
so what makes this one different? Why people would either add to it or choose? Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And,
yes.
and the value for a lot of these things are the referrals that come out of it. So you can't discount that too much because that's really the benefit for a lot of these guys to belong to these organizations. Is that what you find, Andre?
Oh, yeah. Chambers of Commerce, they love us. There is no competition with us in any other group because we are not, there's no charge for our group. And so there is no choice they have to make to pay one versus the other. And actually, with the Chambers of Commerce, they have a lot of nonprofit businesses that they service. And because Rotary is a service organization, we partner with them for their service projects within the nonprofit community. And we recommend our members to join the local chambers of commerce. And so we're actually pushing more to the chambers than we are taking away. We partner with them. And a lot of the programs that we have from the different communities, they really tie in well with the chambers of commerce because there's not a lot of traction happening outside. So if you look at a community, right, and that community, the chambers heavy within that specific community. Rotary means business. We don't focus on community. I mean, we do, but some businesses are local, some are national, some are international. And so we look at a couple of different levels for the businesses to operate on. And those international businesses that would not normally join the chambers of commerce, they now find it attractive because a lot of the people that are in Rotary Means business are there. And so we're bringing people that they would not normally see into their memberships because of what the visibility that we give them through what we do.
I see. Thank you.
Andrea, I may have misspoke because while you were reconnecting, so there's no charge to go to the events or the meetings that you have, but yet if you want to be part of the fellowship, then you pay for the $100 a year or the $100 lifetime or whatever.
Yeah, so there are two levels. What we have here in the US, there is no charge to go to the monthly meetings. And that's what makes it attractive to people because they can come and they choose when they want to. There's really a low level commitment. But then there are those that want the full commitment. They want to find businesses through our database that they can transact with, and you pay $100 lifetime for that. And that database has not only local and national, it has all of our international contacts as well. So that's the full-blown experience of Rotary Means Business, is to pay the fee to connect with the world, to connect with your community. There is no fee.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that clarification. So I had part of it right. So I just wanted to be sure that that we talked about that, because that's important, and it's important differentiation. So that's what I hear from Tom too, is that we need to be sure that we're differentiating ourselves. But then also what I heard, Andre, from your answer, your response was to partner with our chamber friends. And in our area, at least in the Rockford area, there are 3 chambers, pretty close together. And then there's one across the state line. So there's 4 that just kind of are really, really close. 2 that I'm active in. So I definitely want to kind of pick your brain at some point, not tonight, on that relationship, because I love that. I think that they would encourage that as well. All right. Any other questions or thoughts? Because what I want, if anything's of that we've said is just kind of resonating with you, and you'd like to learn more, I'm looking for a champion. I told you Andre wouldn't allow me to be champion. So I need somebody who is just as passionate about this as I am, to help just learn about it. What is involved with that? Andre, could you just give a little bit of a, what's the role look like, and how much work is it?
Yeah. Yeah, and the meetings are, once you have it set up, and we have a template for you. So I'll come in and, we meet with the committee, and we'll figure out, what does that meeting look like? What is the day of the month that we'll meet? What location will we choose? What are the arrangements? And so that, I would say, it's about maybe an hour or 2 on a monthly basis. Once it's set up, the committee can, go to meeting just once a month, and then having the meeting. So it's a low level commitment once it's set up. But in the beginning, that committee, I would love it to be at least between 5 to 10 people, because the more ideas you have, the better it is for the group to bring that energy and those differentiators for each of the members that come. You can not have one person with too much to do. So the more you have, the easier it is for that champion to sort of step back and let the people that have expertises work within their expertise.
Love it. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Excellent. Thank you. So again, wanted to introduce Rotary Means Business Fellowship, starting the year out. August is Rotary's membership month. And so wanted to start out with that and introduce you to it. And we'll be talking more about it. If you feel a nudge, don't let that nudge go away. Yes, Dr. Chris.
Question. So oftentimes with Rotary meetings, we'll bring a guest to a meeting. So when you have your monthly meetings, is everybody a Rotarian in that room?
Most people are Rotarians, and we don't differentiate that. We don't say, we don't ask, are there guests, and introduce them. We treat them as businesses. So it's a Rotary Means Business, but it's mainly business, where we tell people about Rotary.
I mean,
So
is it a prerequisite for you to be a Rotarian in order to attend these chapters?
That's the beauty of it. No, there is no prerequisite to be a Rotarian, and we actually want non-Rotarians there so that we can tell them about Rotary.
Get it?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. Anybody else? I can't see everybody on my screen. So if you do have a question, raise your hand, which is going to be down at least it's the bottom of my screen. There should be a raise your hand icon somewhere. I don't see it on my screen, but, or just unmute and start talking, because I cannot see everybody on my screen.
And I'll say this, even businesses that are nonprofits, so a lot of the clubs, they work with nonprofit organizations. Those guys are welcome as well. I work for a company that we actually pay nonprofit organizations to have us come and volunteer, because my company wants visibility. So they're actually good people for me to talk to, because I can partner with them to bring funds into their organization. So there's no prerequisite on the type of business that comes either. We prefer nonprofits that the Rotary clubs work with as well, because there are services that we can offer to them that will make things easier, as well as offer funds and resources, volunteers to them. So they come from every sector of business. to get help from Rotary Means Business. So this is wide open for us to prospect the entire community to come into a place to have their needs met.
Awesome, good point. That's interesting. Your company pays the nonprofit for you guys to come in. I love that.
They want the
Never heard of
visibility.
that. That's fantastic. All right. Questions, thoughts, comments? All right. Well, Andre, I'm going to let you go to bed. So thank you so much for joining us. Please give my best to your lovely wife and enjoy the rest of your time in Bulgaria.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you when you get home.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
Awesome. For the rest of us, I just wanted to open it up. If you have any questions in general, it does not have to be about Rotary Means Business. It could be about your year. It could be about membership. It could be you want to share something like a success on how you've engaged your club members. This is the time for us to share and learn more about how we're winning or the challenges that you might have.
How many areas do we have and how many governors do we have?
In what?
In our district, how many areas do we have nowadays, and
We
are we
have
lacking any?
9. We have 9 areas and we have 8 assistant governors.
So we're
Yeah, we're
trying to
missing
recruit.
1 assistant governor for area 6.
Uh-huh.
And where is Area 6?
Down in the Princeton area. So
Oh, okay.
Princeton is right on top of my head. Help me, Tina.
Princeton, Putnam Valley,
Thank you.
LaSalle, I'm sorry, Illinois Valley, Sunrise, Peru, and I know, Laura, what's the 5th one? I forget
I
what your
know it.
5th one is down there.
I need my cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Melissa, you said that we have 1,299 members right now?
Yes. 1,299. We started the year with 12. I have my hold on here. I have my strategic plan up. We started at the end of June. It was 1,286 and we're at 1,299.
Okay,
Oh.
so if we each get 1 net member, that adds 42 members.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have 1 new club, that means 15 more new members.
Correct.
So that's a total of 57.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal would be more like 1356.
No, because we started from 1,286.
Oh, I get you.
Right? So we've already made up, what, 14, right? And I
get it.
did not dig into, I need to celebrate the clubs that have been working diligently for that, but we're at 1,299 right now.
Good,
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. Bobby, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Will you just give a little bit of a an overview or just a peek behind the curtain on what you're planning with the membership committee as far as the upcoming trainings? You don't have to give
Yes,
dates or anything, but just kind of what you were talking about.
I'm the membership chair of the district. So what we're planning to do in September, actually, I can tell you the date. It's
Oh,
Thursday, September 25th at 6:30. We will be having a district-wide membership Zoom. I haven't sent the invitations out yet, but I'll be inviting the club membership chairs and the presidents, and our leadership team. And we just want to talk about 3 things, just very simply, outline the new club initiative and identify areas in our district where we see potential for new clubs. And I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas just off the top of my head. So I know that when we get more people in this conversation, we will find a lot more. Is a lot more potential in our district for areas that we can start new clubs for people that are underserved, and communities that are underserved. And then we're just going to discuss the corporate and family memberships, because that's always really been confusing to clubs, and some clubs are doing it and some clubs don't know how to do it, and some clubs don't understand the fee structure. So I just think we can learn from each other. That will just be kind of a conversation we'll have. And then I'd like to discuss successful membership strategies that your club is having. And if your club is struggling, there's another club that's adding new members, and they may be able to shed some insight on your struggles and help you get over that hump. So it's just going to be very simple. I'll be surprised if it goes a whole hour, but hopefully we'll generate some good conversations. And so we'll stay as long as we need to. So that's it. And then I understand that we plan to do that quarterly, but if September 25th is not a good date for people and we have maybe 12 people show up, we may redo the same one. We can record it, but I think it's a simple enough format that I think we can do it more than once. So we may do it in September and then repeat it in October, so that's my thought.
I think that's great. And it's a good discussion to continue to have. Like, what we'll do is we end up having a training and then we don't talk about that again, right? So I think it makes a lot of sense to continue having those conversations. So yeah, I'm excited about that very much. So, all right. Any other questions or what's on your mind that you wanted to get answered? Like, what's burning on your mind that with regards to Rotary, because I'm not qualified to talk about anything else.
So Melissa, just a comment, the whole Rotary Means Business, this is Cindy. The whole Rotary Means Business thing, what a phenomenal concept. That's absolutely amazing.
Thank you. I know. And I'm like, when I first met Andre in the, the vestibule of the Westin, I'm like, where have you been all my life? This makes so much sense. And I love being able to bring it together.
Totally.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So wanted to be sure that I introduced that. This is not the last that you're going to hear about it. And so I'll be continuing to search for that champion and then putting a committee together. And this is not something that's going to happen. Like, we're not going to have a fellowship by, October. That's not my plan. My plan is we're going to find the right people that are charged and energized by it. And Andre's going to help us. They've explained to me that it's kind of like, they call it RMB, Rotary Means Business, in a box. So they've got all the templates, they've got all of the processes and how you go by this and that or whatever. So they're there to help us, every step of the way. But it isn't something that we're going to just, Melissa saying, we're going to do this by tomorrow. No, we're going to take our time. We're going to do it right. And we're going to get the right people in place as well, because I do recognize that we're all busy. But just trying to align our lives so that Rotary is part of our life and our life is part of Rotary makes it a lot easier to manage all of the different pulls in our world. So, all right, yes, Dr. Chris.
In our club, we've had a few people that come in thinking it's going to be a great business opportunity. They start passing out cards the first time they're there. And so, that's not really what Rotary is about. But there's nothing mercenary about wanting to build your business,
Right.
And remember that we had slogans and mottos like service above self, especially if you're in the service industry, that's easy. But he profits most who serves the best. That's really kind of an important part of Rotary. And so you don't have to be bashful about, what it is that you do. And so I know we're not big on classifications like we used to be,
Right.
but that's still a big part of us. And so now you're going to kind of meld that with Rotary, and Rotary Means Business maybe allows you to bring that back and say, hey, I happen to be a carpenter, or I happen to run a plumbing business. And so if you got bad toilets, somebody think about calling me, right? But at the same time, you're going to be helping to support the foundation,
Yes.
to help your community and other things as well. So,
Yeah, well said. That's exactly it. And I loved how, Andre, like you have permission now, right? And first of all, I want to make sure everybody on the call hears this. I've never felt in this district, I've never felt that I could not tell people what I did for a living. Like that was just never a thing. And when I met Andre and he told me his story about in his club, that is exactly what they told him. I'm like, wait, what? That was so foreign to me. So for our district, my club, all of that, very just appreciative, because I wouldn't have stayed in Rotary if that were the thing. Because when I started my business in 2019, I had to make a decision. And so I stayed because of the business contacts. The other piece of it is that you're dealing with ethical people. We know Rotarians and the four-way test, and this is integrity, and this is what we sign up for. So that's another really important piece to it as well. So anyway, I'm just very grateful to be part of District 6420 and love, I just love us. So that's good. All right. On that note, I just want to thank everybody for being here. This is recorded, so I will upload it to the YouTube channel and send a note out letting everybody know where it's at. It'll be public, so if you just go to our channel, you'll see it. I'll upload it tomorrow. So, all right, if that's it, I wish everybody a wonderful rest of your evening, and thank you so much for spending time with me tonight.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah,
Thank
take care.
you.
Yeah.